Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I welcome you all in AppSec's online sport and assignments tutorial for week 7. I am Zubia Razak from APS Chaktamni. The grade is 9 and subject is biology. Contents include day-wise breakup, objectives, aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Recipe is chapter number 7, bioenergetics. Objective is at the end of this week you would be able to understand about aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration from textbook pages 130 to 131. Now it's time to discuss the task 1, that is about aerobic respiration. So what is aerobic respiration? In the presence of oxygen, complete oxidation of glucose occurs with maximum release of energy. In the first phase of aerobic respiration, a molecule 6C is broken down into two molecules of pyruvic acid, that is 3C. Okay, there will be two molecules and they are known as pyruvic acid and their formula is 3C. In the second phase, molecules of pyruvic acid are completely oxidized. All CH bonds are broken to carbon dioxide and water and energy is released. So the word equation would be C6H12O6 plus 6O2 plus gives us 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus energy. What is it used for? The billions of cells in our body carry out lots of different reactions for us to function. These cells require energy to do their job. Respiration occurs in the mitochondria. Anaerobic respiration, that is also known as fermentation. Fermentation is the metabolic process in which an organism converts a carbohydrate such as starch or sugar into an alcohol or an acid. For example, yeast perform fermentation to obtain energy by converting sugar into alcohol. The science of fermentation is known as zymology. So fermentation is the process by which cells release energy in the absence of oxygen. There are two types of fermentation: alcoholic fermentation and lactic acid fermentation. In the absence of oxygen, glucose is incompletely oxidized with less amount of energy released. In anaerobic respiration, that is fermentation, the first phase is exactly similar to that of aerobic respiration. A molecule of glucose is broken down into two molecules of pyruvic acid. But in the second phase, pyruvic acid is not completely oxidized due to the presence of oxygen. It is transformed into ethyl alcohol or lactic acid. In this way, many of CH bonds are left unbroken in the products. Anaerobic respiration is further classified as alcoholic fermentation and lactic acid fermentation. Alcoholic fermentation. It occurs in bacteria and yeast. In this type of anaerobic respiration, pyruvic acid is converted into and broken down into alcohol, that is C2H5OH and carbon dioxide. It is also called ethanol. Lactic acid fermentation occurs in muscle cells. Glycolysis splits glucose into two pyruvate molecules and then pyruvate is converted into lactic acid, and lactic acid causes soreness in muscles. It occurs in skeletal muscles of humans and other animals during extreme physical activities. This also happens in the bacteria present in milk. In this type of anaerobic respiration, each pyruvic acid molecule is converted into lactic acid, that is C2H6O3. Importance of fermentation. When life evolved on the earth, the early land on water habitats did not have any supply of free oxygen. In this anaerobic conditions, early organisms respired anaerobically and got energy for their life activities. Even today, when free oxygen is available, some organisms, including some bacteria and some fungi, get energy from anaerobic respiration and are called anaerobes. Humans can also provide energy to their skeletal muscle cells through anaerobic respiration. It happens when skeletal muscles have to work hard during exercise, but oxygen supply cannot be increased to fulfill the demand. And anaerobic bacteria do not require oxygen for growth. The fermenting abilities of bacteria are used for cheese and yogurt making. Yeast fermenting abilities are used in brewing and baking industry. For the manufacture of bread, yeast is mixed with white flour. The process of fermentation starts the bread swells up and becomes spongy due to the pressure exerted by accumulated carbon dioxide. So here is soy sauce, which is made through the fermentation by a fungus Aspergillus. Difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Presence of oxygen in aerobic respiration and there would be no oxygen in anaerobic respiration. There would be 36 ATP as net profit, but there would be 2 ATPs as net profit. Final products are carbon dioxide and water in aerobic respiration, and in anaerobic respiration, lactic acid or ethanol plus carbon dioxide. Aerobic respiration occurs in glycolysis in cytoplasm and Krebs cycle and electron transport chain in mitochondria, while anaerobic respiration occurs in cytoplasm. Importance of aerobic respiration is major source of energy for most organisms, and anaerobic respiration importance is source of energy for anaerobic organisms, source of energy for aerobic organisms in short supply of O2, source of many products, ethanol and cheese. Day 1 task completed. So here are the home tasks for the day 1. You have to write all the answers of these questions on your loose sheets. Thank you and have a nice day.